to today's video for Thursday the 11th of December. Hope everybody is good. Got to start apology on yesterday's video. I didn't realise until this morning that when I uploaded it, it had changed the settings from public to private. Consequently, nobody apart from me could see it. Changed it now, and it is available. Also, a little bit of apologies. I had some microphone issues, which I hope I've resolved. But yeah, I had to do a second take of it yesterday. So anyway, there we go. I'm just going to touch on today before I talk about my day. Courier exchange and fixed prices. When I was a taxi driver, the radio circuit that I was on, it was all computerised and bits and pieces, even from the early 90s. Everything that we did as a taxi driver was on the meter. All our corporate work, account work was on the meter, except for the long jobs and airports, which were fixed. And that was because everybody knew that we couldn't match the prices that private hire drivers were able to charge. Their expenses, etc., were a lot less than ours, and inferior service as well, if I'm truly honest. But there we go. And we didn't mind fixed prices because we've always felt that if there was a job, say, going from London to Guildford, the fixed price, whilst it would be less than the meter, it was still going to be a good price, and it was probably worth doing. So taking this over to the courier exchange and us, the couriers, I've read some stuff on Facebook. Quite a few people don't seem to like the fixed prices that are sometimes put out by shippers, and I understand why. You know, the main thing being it's a bidding site, and therefore we should bid for it and not be told what we're going to get. I sort of agree, but I also sort of disagree. For someone like me who lives, shall we say, out in the sticks, Brighton Sea, on the edge of the Essex coast there, if I'm in, say, Reading, where I was today, which is 110 miles, 120 miles, if there's a job there in Colchester fixed for 80 quid, I'm going to bid 80 quid because that job's perfect for me, gets me home. And yeah, okay, if I was bidding in a normal world, I might be bidding 100, 110, but because £80 sometimes is better than zero. Where I do object sometimes to fixed prices, and I'm being slightly hypocritical, there was a job today from Reading going into the heart of central London. It's going to Soho, W1. Small van job, so it's 49.7 miles, it said. Let's just call it 50 for argument's sake. And it's been offered at 55. Now, you've got to take the £15 congestion charge into that, and maybe, of course, might well be a courier that's based in central London that pays that every day and has come out to Reading and will be happy to take £40 to go back into central London. That's where I'm being slightly hypocritical. I think fixed prices are okay on the courier exchange as long as they're realistic, and I don't really think, again, I'm being super hypocritical, but £55 to go into central London it is too cheap. But I don't know what you think. Anyway, you can stick something on the comments if you want. Title of today's video, as you've seen, is a Disaster Thursday, and yeah, that's what it's turned out to be, and part of it is my own fault. If you've watched my early videos that I did, I explained my work area, if you like. When I first started, I'd take a job anywhere, living and learning, and I soon realised sometimes those jobs to places 200 miles away, Manchester's and Liverpool's and Cardiff's, yeah, they're great if you do manage to get a backload, but I did a few of them where I wasn't able to get anything, or the reload, but the backload reload price was so cheap it was hardly worth doing. So I came up with an area. I'm happy with Suffolk and Norfolk and Cambridgeshire, and then I sort of drew a grid going across from the A14 down the M1, round the M25 west, and then M25, and then down the M3 to Brighton, and basically anything inside that I was happy with. I've gone against my principles today, and I've probably paid for it. I took a job yesterday from Braintree for this morning, 8 o'clock, to go to Tadley, which is just south southwest of Reading on the Berkshire-Hampshire borders near Aldermaston. The job was offered fixed price, there we go, £120 for 110 miles. And I thought, yeah, okay, that's okay. And Reading, Newbury, Basingstoke, all decentish areas, so I should be able to get a second job from mid-morning onwards and make a good day of it. I was not late getting to the pickup this morning. I wanted to get there for about 7:30. I mentioned yesterday on the A120 there was an accident. It's not actually an accident. There's ridiculous four-way roadworks, which is severely holding the traffic up. I got caught in it this morning, and my Google Maps was showing me a way to go off and via Coggeshall to save about 7 minutes. But that was all going to take me down single country lanes, and I don't really want to do that in a van. My truck nav, which I've got, which is set to a rigid vehicle with my length, width and height sizing of my van, just told me to stick with it and say it's about 7 minutes difference. Anyway, I got there at 10 to 8, which is fine, still early, not late for anybody. 2 pallets and a couple of boxes, got loaded, off site 20 past 8. The journey down to Tadley was fine. Got there just on about 10:55, I think it was. And yeah, a little bit of delay getting started, getting offloaded. The guy on the forklift was yakking on the phone, having a personal call, and then he decided he wanted to go to the toilet. So we wasted about 10 minutes there. But anyway, it didn't take too long, and he got the pallets off. Went up the road to a garage, parked up, and there was some jobs around from Reading area. There were some jobs going down to sort of Southampton, Portsmouth, Brighton. Plenty of jobs seem to be going west, Bristol, Wales. A couple of jobs going up north. Nothing going back into town, apart from that one job that I mentioned about fixed pricing, £55, which I wasn't going to do. I'm not going into London for 40 quid. There was a nice job from Basingstoke, going to Manningtree. Manningtree's 15 minutes from where I live, but it was for a motorcycle, and again it was fixed price on it. It said it would pay between £70 to £100. I put the £100 in. I put in the notes that yes, I am a large van, but I will go direct. Didn't get the job, although the job was still sitting there an hour later. Whether the shipper hadn't cancelled the job or took the job off the system as sold, I don't know. Maybe if I'd gone 70 quid I would have got it, and probably in hindsight that would have been fine, because it literally would take me 15 minutes from home. Anyway, didn't get that, and again it was actually quiet. I sat around for about 3/4 of an hour, had some lunch, and I decided to get out there again, a bit like yesterday. I thought I'm going to make my way back and keep an eye on the feed. Maybe something would come up from Slough. A couple of jobs did. I put prices on and kept them, I would say, average, low to average. Didn't get them. There's about 30 odd vans around the Slough area, so I made my way back. I was going to go to Harlow, but I stopped at Waltham Abbey. I needed the loo, so I thought I'd park up by the Marriott Hotel there, if you know it, and use the toilet there. And again, I've just sat there, and loads of jobs for tomorrow. So Friday looks like it might be busy. Couple of jobs into London again. Don't really want to do. It's my choice, I know. And yeah, I finished up with nothing. Disappointing. And I think I've been sitting here thinking about it, and I think I'm going to have a change of tack again. I think I'm going to stick with Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire. But when I go down the A14, I'm now going to draw a line down the A10 to Enfield, and then the M25 eastbound over the bridge to Junction 3, and then the M20 down to Dover. I find Kent okay on the whole, so I think I'm going to change and stick to that. I've gone outside my normal area today, going to Hadley, and it's not worked. I'm probably better off staying in Essex and that area I've just spoken about, and looking to try and do £360 jobs or £450 jobs, or £100 job and two £50 jobs. Cut down on some of the dead mileage, cut down on the waiting. I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to waiting. I know some of you quite happy to sit there for an hour, 2 hours. I really find half an hour is about my limit, and I've had enough, and I need to get moving again, for good or worse. So today it's just the one job, 120. Disappointing, especially this time of year as well. I've not totally given up. It's only just gone 3 o'clock. I'm on the M25, as you can probably see. I'm avoiding the A120 because of the roadworks. Just make my way up the A12. There's always a chance a little job may come up. Brentwood, Chelmsford, Whittam. If it does, then they're great. I'll do anything now, probably 30, 40 pounds just to get close to my target. I think I'm over target for the week anyway. I'm not working tomorrow. I've got a funeral to attend tomorrow. Ironically, it's in Reading, so I've got to go back there again. That's going to take up the whole day, so I'm not working tomorrow, and obviously don't work weekends. So we're going to have a go on Monday with our newfound venture and area, and then see how that pans out. It's the last week before Christmas. I've got nothing to lose really. Yeah, so I think I'll have a go with that next week, and then obviously once we get into January it's a different ball game anyway, and I've got no intention of going further afield. I was looking at, again, just looking around Reading when I didn't mention when I was around Reading. There was about 30-40 vans all around the Reading and surrounding areas. So again, the prices are going to be cheap, and not really worth it, especially if you get nothing. But anyway, tomorrow's another day. Well, it's not another day, but I'm not working. I hope you've had a good one. I hope you have a good day tomorrow and a nice weekend, and we'll go again on Monday. All the best now. Take care. Cheers, Paul.